Like they were always guarded. They were always
We're live.
guaranteed a
We're
cushy
live,
number of
Tyler.
Guinnesses or whatever. You know what I mean? Rep for
Yeah.
fucking Heineken. Those days are gone.
Absolute
Is
farce.
that how it's live, Mr. Brosnan?
Yeah, I know we're live. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday night's edition of Mauls, Balls and all the breakdown. We're live on Rock Dish on Facebook and via Mauls Ball on YouTube. Tonight we have Mike Reedy, Len Brennan, and of course Matt Boland. Matt, I'll come to you first anyway. Cork 726, Dublin 321. What are your thoughts? I had to get that one in there. I had to. Joe,
Now that's what Mike Reedy thinks of that now.
Matt, I'll come to you first in this one. One second now, I think he's dropped out, is it? One second now. Yeah.
He's sick of your nonsense.
Yeah. He's back in.
Yeah. Matt,
Don't just threw me out there.
Before you get a chance for this. No, look, in all seriousness, Matt, I'll come to you first on the Friday night game. Italy 18, Ireland 16 in the under-20s. Did you see that game at all?
That's the only game I didn't fucking see this weekend, believe it or not.
That's 2 weeks in a fucking row, Matt.
2 weeks in a row. I watched fucking 8 games at the weekend. That wasn't one of them.
Yeah, just stick to the fucking program and fucking watch the ones we're going to talk about, would you?
Can't watch everything. Can't watch everything.
Lynn, and to say hello to Bev and Marie as well, anyway, for joining us tonight.
Good evening, Bevan.
Lynn, Bishop Brennan, do you see the Ireland-Italy game at all Friday night?
No.
You fucking slagging me, you bollocks.
Keeping glass house.
No, I fucking knew that was coming as well.
Mike, did you see the under-20s game?
No, yeah, I did. I watched it.
Mike has nothing else to be doing.
Which one, Mike? You didn't, you fucking didn't.
It's 80 minutes of my life I'm never going to get back again. That's what I'm going to say about it. It was absolutely dreadful. I have to say, our under-20s have taken an absolute nosedive in the last year. They really have, and it's sad to see. And somebody asked a question during the week about our under-20s coach, Mr. Doak. And is there a difference? And it's just there for everyone to see. I mean, the players can't have diminished that quickly. And I mean, I don't think they have anyway. Now, some of it is down to player pool, you know, and the fact that we're missing about 4 or 5 out of pack alone, which is a massive loss at any level. And but in fact, Tom Wood wasn't great either. He was okay, to be fair. He got very poor ball from our scrum half. It's probably the worst performance I've seen from an Irish scrum half in a long, long time, if I'm honest. And I don't like picking out individual players, but he had a poor game for me. And I blame Mr. Doak for leaving him on for as long as he did, because he was struggling a bit and he could have done with a bit of help. The weather was too hot, you know. It was in Italy, wasn't it? We're playing against Italy, but we had chances in the game, though. We could have actually won the game. You know, we should have maybe. Although I think if we'd got a draw in the end, we'd have probably stole that draw for them. Yeah. We missed the conversion right at the very end to draw the game. But we weren't good. We weren't good now at all in any aspect of the game.
Yeah.
And
even I said try to post the results. If we had drawn the game, we wouldn't have deserved the draw.
No, I don't think we would either, Danny. To tell you the truth, I thought Italy deserved their victory. They were the better team overall tonight, and we came out on the wrong end, the bad end of a result. But it's just one of these things, you know. I suppose we had a good run for about 4 or 5 years at 20s level, you know, excellent run. I mean, we almost won 3 Grand Slams in a row at under 20s level.
Yeah, but just remember now, though, it's under 20s. Once they go over 20, they don't play anymore. So you're never
No,
going
I
to
know.
get the
I appreciate that,
same
but
team all the time.
yeah, but Richie Murphy brought 3 different teams through the 20s
That's
level,
true too.
and the difference was night and day. Now I have to say that,
Like,
and I
Mike,
don't know if that, I
Mike,
don't know
again,
if the coach.
it's going to go through phases where you're going to have a great selection of players and then a not so great selection of players. So it swings and roundabouts. So you can't compare each under 20s team to a prior team going prior because
No,
they're
I'm
different.
not.
You know what I mean?
I'm
So
doing that, but like I have to compare it to the teams we're playing against. Okay, maybe their purple patch is coming, and our whatever the opposite of purple is
Yeah, a rough patch. Yeah.
is going to be the case. But I was very disappointed. Anytime I see an Irish team struggling, it disappoints me. I take it very personal.
Right, Richard, how are you?
Hi, that's how you do.
Hey,
Very
Richie.
well.
Richard, you didn't see the under 20s game Friday night, did you? Ireland losing the 18-16 yesterday.
No, I didn't. I was working.
But there's a good comment here from Bevan, and I'll come to you on that one, Richard. It was the worst result we have ever had during a Six Nations summer series. I just feel like being a head coach isn't right for Neil Doak. And Peter is in here saying, lads, Doak is as useful as a solar powered torch.
Well, I wouldn't.
I have one of them.
I
Actually,
wouldn't be as good at that now.
No, I even got a comment as well in the group saying that the under 20s team is just as good as the one Richie Murphy had. But maybe it's Doak
I'm
issue.
not so sure about that.
I'm not sure about that. I mean, that team produced the likes of Craig Casey, and it's. Yeah. I don't think it's as good. It's certainly a good team, and we're going to get, I don't know, probably 10 or 12 internationals off it. But look, it's like, and we've said it that certain players are better if they're not captain. Maybe Doak is better as a defence coach or an attack coach, and the head coach job decision for him.
Maybe so. Matt, what do you think about the whole Doak situation? Do you think he's the right head coach of the under 20s?
by the looks of things now, I mean, like when you compare him and what he's been doing to what Richie Murphy did, it's worlds apart. So I think, as somebody's already mentioned, maybe he's just like an attack coach or a defense coach, but he clearly doesn't seem to be up to the job to be the head coach. So I think things need to change there.
Len, what's your thoughts on Doak as the under 20 head coach at the moment?
Look, again, as the lad said, it's night and day between what Murphy was doing with them. You know what I mean? I don't know. No matter the point, you know what I mean? There's a different set of fucking players every year, more or less.
Yeah.
But Murphy seemed to be able to get the best out of the crop that he had. And as you said, he almost had 3 Grand Slams. So, yeah, I don't think Doak certainly hasn't proved himself yet. Unlikely to, I think.
Mike, what are your thoughts on Doak as the under 20?
I genuinely think he's I mean, I don't know much about the guy personally or anything like that, and I wouldn't like to say too much against him, because it may very well be due to the fact that the player pool isn't good enough. Yeah. But there's basic stuff being like wrong. That's wrong. Basic parts of the game that could be better, and I can't imagine like Italy or Wales or Scotland. Now England and France are always going to be strong underage level.
Yeah.
But the other teams, and they all beat us in the Six Nations, lads. We went from almost winning a Grand Slam last year. Like England, we drew with England, and we would have won a Grand Slam other than that. And they actually ended up winning the championship because they had a better point difference. So we were going for our 3rd Grand Slam in a row, and we've gone from that to losing all 5 games in the Six Nations, and we've had started badly in this tournament now as well. So we won, beat Georgia right enough, but that doesn't. But I think it's not looking good for him now. To be honest, I don't think it's looking good for him.
Yeah, I mean, like looking at our results this year, on 19-3 lost to Italy in the first round. Then we had 33-15 win over Scotland.
That's
A 20 points, 12 loss to Wales. Let's see, what else did we had? We had a 22-12 loss to France, which is kind of half expected, and a 15-12 loss to Italy again this year, 6-8.
Yeah.
So that's the second time that we've lost to Italy this year alone.
And it's about the only thing that Wales have won in a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, like even Lee Nealon saying here, I serious look at the under-20s management team is needed as well. And he's not exactly wrong, to be honest with you. And they're saying here as well that Jesus, would someone say Doak is
New Zealand next, isn't it?
Here. Yeah. It does kind of look like he's not exactly. Well, maybe the right man for the job, I suppose.
No, it's not looking that way.
Yeah, but
and they're playing New Zealand next.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I am not looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll come to that now later on. That's when I'm asking you for your results, I suppose, for later on and stuff like that. But I'll move on to this one anyway. Len, I'll come to you. What Lions 21, Warriors 10. Let's see what you think of that game.
It was sort of a curious egg job, really, wasn't it? Kind of good in spots. That's all I can say. Some good performances. 3 tries to 2. Like the difference was the Lions nailed all the conversions. The Warriors didn't get any of theirs. Missed both of them. Look, they had a lot of territory. I think it was about 70% of territory, 61% of the possession, or something like that.
Yeah.
Performances. Hugh Jones had 2 good tries out of it. Definitely playing himself into contention for without a kind of starter in the tests. Mitchell good as well. He took his try very well, but it's kind of frenetic sort of game. Handle nerves again. Too many penalties. Plus side, there was improvements in the scrum, improvements in the line out. An Irish point of view, Keenan was very rusty. He was poor, lads, to be honest with you, which is disappointing because, like on first selection, to be honest, even prior to selection, Keenan would have been one of those ones that you would have put down as a cert. Likewise, Sheen and probably Byrne. All right, so Terence Byrne was, and again at blindside. He looks great. He looks fucked. The lad needs a break. You know what I mean? And even if we're going to play him, they should have played him at lock. Personally, I think taking him off early. He's too many fucking minutes under his belt, and I'd be worried that he won't start the test. And on what he's produced up to now, you couldn't really fucking argue with it. And I think it's just, to be honest with you, I think it's just fatigue. For a plus side, Furlong started to seems to be regaining a bit of form and a bit of physicality. I don't know though. Like it was more to the same. Like we had the hiding off of Argentina, and then we had Western Force, and now the Warriors. Like they're not world-beating fucking teams; they're club fucking teams. And the way I look at it is, if Schmidt has to be in charge of, say, the Western Force or the Warriors, right? A decent. I'm not saying their coaches are not decent coaches, but if you had somebody with the international experience of Joe Smith, right, over either of those 2 teams, I think the scoreline would have been a hell of a lot closer in both games, and possibly might have gone the other way. Like prior to this, I would have thought that it's more or less a foregone conclusion that we'd probably win all 3 tests, if not 2 of the 3. I'm starting, from what I've seen so far, I'm starting to rethink that. There could be a banana skin here or there, because, as I said before, we know Schmidt, he analyses teams, he knows Ireland inside out. He will have that Australian team drilled. So I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. I know we're mixing and matching. He's messing with combinations and he sees what's working and what isn't working. I know that the team that announced for the Brumbies game does look like, and like it helps that there's as many as Irish players in there as there is. It does seem like a more kind of settled, cohesive team that I think it will all depend on Saturday. See how we get on against the Brumbies.
The Brumbies game is Wednesday.
Or Wednesday, sorry, yeah, Wednesday. It's the New Zealand Australia Invitational one on Saturday. Sorry, yeah, the Brumbies game. So like that would be more or less like in a lot of people's minds a team that may start to test. Again, like what else you had? There's very few that Genge thought. There's like Genge keeps putting his hand up. Now, in fairness, as Lou said, it's not going to be a big problem because you have himself and Porter. And the way things go in the modern game, you'll swap one for the other at probably 60 minutes anyway. So both of those are going well. So yeah, and look, I think the game was a decent enough game, but like again, as I said, in parts it was sloppy in others. Fucking scrum the line out seemed to be starting to click. There's no leadership, and getting back to like all the hoo-ha during the week about and bringing the sun in. My first thoughts were it's a bad look for Andy Farrell. Well, now I'm beginning to actually wonder. There doesn't seem to be a huge amount of leadership in that team. I told you, we said already, he's not a captain. I think I would have much preferred to see Sheen
or Ty Byrne.
That didn't happen.
Would have been him or Ty Byrne with me.
Well, I begin to wonder. Yeah. Look, I would take Ty Byrne as a captain, but Jesus, the way Ty's going at the moment, I don't even know if he's going to start that many tests. You know what I mean? But like Sheen is fit as a fiddle, and he's impressing the whole time. But it doesn't seem so. Look, if Farrell comes in, where he's going to fucking slot him in, he's going to slot him in at 10 or 12, or he's just going to be there for cover. But maybe he's bringing him in for the leadership quality. Maybe he's coming in there like everybody who's ever played with him has said that he's an amazing leader on and off the pitch. So maybe that's what Farrell is bringing in for, just to fucking drive the team, because I told you it doesn't seem to be doing it. So.
There's a comment there from Bev Anders saying Keenan hasn't played match for a while, so I'm not surprised he was rusty.
Oh yeah, look, absolutely. There's the reasons behind it, and like I would have loved to see him have an absolute stormer of a game, because as I said, he would have been one of the first ones on the team sheet, in my opinion. Kinghorn, when he went back there, obviously Kinghorn has played a hell of a lot of fucking rugby. He's only come back off. He's only actually managed to get down to Australia, but he was fitter, and yeah. So look, we'll see. We'll see.
Len, another one I'd add there is Furlong. Furlong hasn't had a whole lot of rugby in the last 6 months.
Yeah, but in fairness, like I thought Furlong when he's there, you can see the improvement in it. Do you know what I mean? He has been out, so like he seemed to be regaining that little bit of form of physicality when he came on. So look, hopefully,
he probably took a stone of Hook Spuds out of him anyway.
Yeah, look, he's needed a tight end. Yeah, we'll see.
Richard, your thoughts on the Lions Brumbies game?
It was. There's definitely signs of improvement there, and there are signs that they're starting to gel somewhat. I think the handling errors killed them on Saturday. There was, I can't remember how many it was, but every time they seemed to get any sort of momentum, every time there was some sort of little bit of momentum going, someone would fuck up and knock it on, or there'd be a bad pass down a hospital pass or somebody. But look, there are signs there. Just agree with Len. I think Farrell is there for his leadership. I mean, this is his fourth tour. It would probably delight Peter Burke if he took your man's place. And we won't mention his name. We won't.
I don't think that's bad.
Wouldn't delight me.
No, but it would. We won't poke the bear now tonight with Peter. We'll leave him alone. But yeah,
funny enough, he did that. Lads, where is Farrell going to play? What position? So
I don't think he's going to play 12, because I think that's
Not
pretty
the
much
hope.
nailed in.
Absolutely
That's
no
nailed
chance.
on now. That's nailed on there now. Keenan, Yeah, look, I'm going to forgive him this because he's played fuck all rugby. It's he needs to get a little bit of time in his legs, and hopefully that will do it. Again, Kinghorn, he's a good option to have at fullback as well.
Giggity.
Giggity.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just that's how they're happy now anyway. So.
Yeah, that's the giggity.
Mm.
No, look, there's definitely improvements, but there's more to do. There's definitely more to do, and I think we'll probably see an improvement on Wednesday, and maybe again on Saturday in that invitational.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the invitational team will be as close as you're going to get to a starting test team. That'll be a fair indicator.
Yeah. Mike, what are your thoughts on the Lions Waratahs game?
I have to be honest. I thought it was poor. To be honest, I thought the number of mistakes in it was absolutely atrocious, and the weather conditions were okay as far as I'm aware. I can't remember it wasn't raining or anything, was it?
I know you were just after forgetting after the match yesterday, after the Tipperary match, everything's gone blank.
Actually, sorry,
No.
sorry to interrupt you, Mike. Just on the conditions, what was this nonsense that Farrell was on about the Waratahs watering the pitch?
I don't know.
I saw that. He said they watered the pitch before the game or something, was it?
Yeah, but like, what fucking difference does it make? It's the same for both teams.
Yeah.
And you know the Aussies, like, in all fairness, the first thing now they'll go is they'll fucking latch onto that, and they'll be accused of being a whinging palm. You know what I mean? That's.
Well,
I don't know why he made that statement. It's just fucking. It's beyond me. But I was ever sorry, Mike.
As regards the game, I mean the two Scots lads at centre started the game really well and looked as if they were going to be nailed on for the. But I think they both kind of drifted out of it a bit. Neither of them sustained the for 80 minutes there. What they started the first 20-25 minutes for, and Hugh Jones got his 2 tries, but I was disappointed, if I'm honest. Like, Finn Smith is definitely not going to be getting starting the 10 like Finn Russell. Finn Russell is without any shadow of doubt. And I am seriously concerned if anything happens to him, if I'm honest. Because
they're saying he was fairly allowed to play until he's done return to play protocols from his head injury at the beginning of May. So maybe he could be in.
He won't be playing the test team. No chance.
Yeah.
Absolutely zero chance.
Yeah.
The only chance, well, I would say zero chance, is if something happens to Finn Russell, because there's no chance he shouldn't even be in the match day 23.
Yeah.
He hasn't played any rugby at all for 3 months, and he hasn't played test rugby for more than 2 years. So I'm sorry, I wouldn't have taken him. I wouldn't have taken him, and he was meant to be. He's replacing Elliot Daly. Absolutely no chance. He's not even in the same league now as that. If Owen Farrell was as good as he was 2 years ago, I could understand. But he struggled. He struggled in France, lads, and I really don't know why he's been even there. Maybe for the leadership, and they will need leadership for midweek games for the rest of the tournament or the rest of the tour. I thought, like the lads said, Alex Mitchell played well. I thought, the 2 Scottish lads started off really well. Tyke Byrne, like Len said, is struggling. He looks as if he's struggling, but as he's played out, 6 is not his position. He's a lock. He's a better lock. He has a lot more effect in a game when he's playing at lock.
The thing about Tyke Byrne is he always looks like he's fucking knackered.
Yeah,
he genuinely does.
Well, he genuinely seems that he is now. Like he is now.
Yeah.
He's played a lot of rugby, lads. To be fair,
Yeah, he runs a lot of rugby in the legs. Yeah.
And even
fucking. You don't see a game where fucking Tyke Byrne doesn't get 2 or 3 jackals. You know what I mean?
He had a brilliant game against Argentina, the first game. He had a decent game in that.
Yeah.
And that was him playing as a lock, and then he's shoved to 6 the next game. And like he's played 2 games in a row, and then he's missed a game, and then he's played 3 out of 4 games.
Yeah.
And full games.
And he's a very fucking long season with Munster as well. And Ireland. You know what I mean? Fucking the lad needs a break.
Well, just going back to what you were saying about better as a lock, there's the problem with having Itoje as captain. You know, it's kind of if he's captain, he's
That's
Yeah, he
decided
can't.
one of the positions now. And
I tell you now, lads, Atoje should be dropped.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not so sure now. I'm not so sure.
Get
I'll
off the
give him the
fence.
benefit of the doubt.
He hasn't had a game properly yet, and he just
Well, he got
hasn't.
man of the match. He got man of the match against the Reds. So I don't know.
That wouldn't have been fucking hard.
No, they were the
I'd
poorest
say,
team we've played.
I'd say 15 players could have easily got fucking man of the match there.
The Argentinian game, he was basically a ruck inspector. He didn't do anything.
That's exactly.
He was wandering around the fucking back of it going.
The only game he actually did anything in was against the Reds. All the other times he's played, he has done fuck all, and it's as if he's kind of holding himself or protecting himself to not get injured, so he's available for the test. Because if you look at Byrne and Joe McCarthy at the moment, in the pecking order, they'd be ahead of him easily. Only for
I would as well. I'd love to have seen the two of them start against this game. Well, I wouldn't know for Tig's sake because, like, he had to play. He had to play the full.
I think Tig needs a break now.
Yeah. But
Before
I think
you there, Matt. Sorry.
I mean, Joe McCarthy seems to have hit a right vein of form just going into this quarter. Yeah. So good luck to him. Good luck to him.
Yeah. Yes, topping in here. I understand the resistance about Farrell, but regardless, he brings leadership, top level experience, and even if he's not playing at all, he can't discount.
Oh, no, I wouldn't discount any of that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't discount any of that, though. There's no question about that. But as regards him playing in a test match, without seeing, like, we obviously need to see him, first of all, see if he can still even play. He hasn't played any rugby for 3 months and very little in the whole season, to be fair. So I don't know, like, as regards. Oh, I would have him. I mean, he'd be a great addition to the squad, without a doubt. But
yeah, but Mike, we isn't going to play fucking rugby. Like, you reckon none of the tests, okay? The Brumbies or the Invitational, maybe. Why not just bring him on the fucking coaching panel? Why bring him as a player?
Well, absolutely. And a concern I have now. I mean, our man Hugo struggled in the game against the Waratahs. He had his worst game I've ever seen him play, if I'm honest. Yeah. And that surprised me, shocked me, to be honest. But if he's not fit, and we've sent and Elliot Daly's gone home, we're down to Blair Kinghorn as the only full back.
That's what I'm wondering. Is the fact that if all comes to all, if it's a case where they're going to play Marcus Smith at 10, and we're fucking Keenan's not up to it, and Blair, they need him on the wing. Well, maybe it's a case that they bring in Farrell at 10 and throw Marcus Smith at 15. And we know he's not a 15, but like he's had to play there a number of times. That's the only fucking.
I could see that in midweek games. I could see that.
Yeah, midweek games, but not in the fucking test game because as we say, Smith is. Yeah, but that's the only thing. Maybe if fucking everything went tits up injury wise, they had to bring Farrell in the 10 and put Smith. Yep. But that's a fucking dire case scenario. Hopefully that won't happen.
Yeah, Matt, I'll come to you. Your thoughts on the Lions Waratahs game?
Look, I mean, you could definitely see that like their handling was really, really, really poor. And again, the kickoff from the Waratahs, Lions are fucking at 6s and 7s when it's kicked off to them at the moment, and that's very worrying as well because. You know, rightly, the Aussies will fucking pinpoint that and they'll have your man, that big fucking lad, charging straight after that kick. And if the Lions don't fucking start taking the ball from kickoff, they're going to be in serious fucking trouble. But like, other than that, like, I mean, they were all right. For me, they're not starting really well. It takes them 20, 25 minutes to actually get into a game. And it's they're nearly always like maybe 10 or 12 points ahead at halftime, and then second half they kick on. So the first half is worrying for me as well because if they start slow against Australia, they could be in trouble. Like, you know, like they don't want to go down fucking have a big deficit going in at halftime to come back into the second half. It's going to be very tough. So the areas that they need to improve on for me is fucking get starting quick. Like Ireland, the way Ireland start usually to get a score in the first couple of minutes, they need a good fucking start. They need to get their handling on fucking track, like big time, and they need to start regaining fucking kickoffs because they're the three kind of main focus areas for me. other than that, like when their attack is working, their attack is fine. The defense is probably one of their best, their strongest points at the moment. Line out seems to be okay. Now they've had a couple of blips here and there, but generally speaking, it seems to be fine. As long as Luke Cowan-Dickey's not fucking throwing, we'll be grand. Other than that, like they're the three kind of areas that I kind of think. Now, look, I mean, some of the lads have said there, like the centre partnership, I'd say is still open for people to put their hands up. I'd say Aki is definitely within a shout of starting either 12 or 13. We all know he's a fucking 13 better than 12, but it wouldn't surprise me if Farrell plays him at 12 and plays maybe Hugh Jones outside him or something. I don't know. But for me, like seeing Gary Ringrose now and Aki starting, Gary needs to have a really good game. Like he hasn't had a brilliant game yet. He hasn't been at his performance as we've seen him in Leinster and in Ireland. So, like, if he has a good game, it'll get Farrell thinking as well. But Hugh Jones really is a quality player, you know, and he is definitely up there, probably with Aki as probably the two favourites. The start, like we all know Dan Sheehan starting. There's a couple of names that have really done themselves absolute fucking justice in staking a claim to a test starting, and it's the likes of Tygburn, Joe McCarthy, even Ellis Genge and Porter. It's going to be either Ellis Genge and Porter starting, and like the way both of them are playing, it'd be very hard to pick, and you'd feel sorry for the one who doesn't get fucking picked because they both could easily be fucking picking, and it'll be one of them starting and the other one on the bench, 100%. You know, without a doubt. You know, and I don't think anybody else would disagree with me there. You know, I honestly think it's going to be fucking Gibson Park and Finn Russell. You know, as you're starting, as long as everything goes okay. In fairness to Mitchell, he has been playing well, so I'd reckon he'd be on the bench. I'd like to see Ben White get a good game, because he's quite quick and quite fast as well. So I'd like to see him. I don't know if is he starting against the Brumbies. Has anybody seen that team yet?
No, Gibson Park is.
Gibson Park is starting.
Gibson Park
is he on the bench?
No,
1 second.
Alex Mitchell is on the bench.
Mitchell is on the bench.
I think the team he's picked against the Brumbies won't be far away from the test team.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah.
You got to look at it this way, right? He's not going to play the test team yet, so it's going to be half the midweek team and half of the Saturday team at the moment, because like it's madness to play the test team now. You know,
he's not going to show his hand anyway.
100% he's not. You know, and you're guaranteed it's going to be a mix of the way. Like obviously, like it makes fucking sense. Like he's not going to play the full test starting team on a Wednesday and a Saturday. It'll be half and half, I'd say. But for me, again, like Duhan van der Merwe, he may as well just fucking get on a flight now and head home to Scotland, because he's fucking
all of us.
Literally, he's fucking useless. So for me, starting there is James Lowe, 100%. Hugo, I felt sorry for Hugo because he hasn't played, you know. And
a lot better than he was Saturday or Saturday anyway.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, you know, he hasn't been playing for the last while, and you got to give him time to bed in, not only back to playing rugby again, but playing in a completely fucking different team that he's never played with before. Do you know what I mean? So again, that's going to take time. I know
he doesn't have time on his side. That's the unfortunate thing for him now.
I know, but sure, I mean, like he's not going to get another chance, and he needs to get another chance to be able to prove himself. But I don't think he's going to be anywhere near a fucking test team at this point. I reckon it's going to be.
Just on that, Matt, the only one that we haven't discussed is James Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, look,
I don't think James is going to make a test.
If you look at where James is, he's a lock, like, and unfortunately, you've got fucking Maro Itoje, Joe McCarthy, and fucking Mike Byrne, you know, and literally he's fourth on the pecking order there as it is, bar a massive performance from him or an injury. But like as somebody was saying there earlier on, like Tygburn needs to start. Like if he's playing a game, he needs to be a lock rather than a fucking six. I think. I don't know. I think Tui has fucking said that. I think Tui has said it anyway, but I think he's are bang on right there. Like
yeah, even focusing here, I told you before, and I'll say it again. Knoxville's first hit should be Joe McCarthy and Tyburn.
And look, absolutely. And I would, on form, they'd be the two I'd be picking. Bar,
Me and
like,
all, yeah.
The only reason Maro is going to get picked is because he's fucking captain. And unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. And Bar, I don't know, like, would you drop your captain on the fucking first for the first test?
No, I said this last week or the week before. He's captain. They cannot fucking not start him in tests. Now, the only fucking maybe is they throw him out for. Yeah, well, no, not even fade Adam. We won't go that far. But like, they throw him out for 30 minutes, and if he's not fucking performing, like, this is a test series, like, so you just fucking haul him off and you throw in McCarthy or whatever.
I think he's going to be him and McCarthy.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But like,
Joe McCarthy.
If you have their fucking head to leave him on, if he's not performing, as Richie said, Argentinian game, ruck inspector. He was just wandering the fucking around. He done fuck all of that.
Do you know what he reminded me of? He reminded me of a back out of position going in at a ruck, going. Sorry, what do I need to?
What do I do here?
Where do I go?
What the fuck would you know about?
But that's what he looked like. That's what he looked like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're right. And
a good point by Bevan here.
As a fucking captain, like that's what he looked like.
Just we're saying about starting the two Irish boys at lock. That gives Sheehan more. You know, they know each other. Then he knows the cause and he knows the winner. Yep. The line out should improve.
That's not going to happen. It's not going to be happening, lads.
No, I agree with you.
We need to be realistic about this. He can't pick the whole Irish fucking team. Much as we'd all love it.
No, he can't, of course.
Much as we'd all love it, like
it would stabilise the line out.
Yeah, look, absolutely it would. Yeah, absolutely it would. And the other dilemma then is you're fucking 6, 7, and 8, like, because anybody that's played in those positions at this moment in time have all played really well. Like Jack Conan, like, you know,
I think Jack Conan will start the 8th, by the way.
He has to fucking start.
And
if it's not him,
why didn't he?
If it's not him, it's Ben.
Why didn't they play Byrne again? Why didn't they give fucking Byrne a rest in the last game against Waratahs, right? And throw Conan in at fucking 6. And just give Byrne the fucking rest.
Yeah.
They could have put Chesham in. They could have put Chesham in at 6 like they've done this game.
They could have put fucking anybody in there at 6.
I don't think Chesham's going to be anywhere near the fucking 23.
I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about that.
I don't think he will be. Look at what else is going on around the place. Look, he's played well as well, and he's probably got his fair shout as well. But I don't think he will. At this moment in time, I don't think he will.
I don't think he's done too much wrong, though. He hasn't done.
No, he hasn't. Look,
isn't that he's a decent player?
Loads of them haven't done too much wrong, but they haven't done fucking brilliant. They haven't played brilliantly either. Do you know what I mean? That whole team playing against Waratahs were at maybe 6.5 to 7.5.
I actually thought Van der Fleer had a decent, a steady game against the Waratahs. I don't think he did anything wrong.
He's correct. He's the only one that's performed that.
He was the only one that's consistently played well from any game that he started or come on the pitch.
I think he's nailed on for the 7 short. He has to be.
I'd say he's like, honestly, I'd say he's there. You know, I'd say he's already on that paper with fucking Dan Sheehan and a few others. You know.
In fairness, Penner wasn't that bad. In all fairness, he didn't have a bad game. But like, I just couldn't see past fucking Van der Fleer's open side. He has to be. I reckon bar an injury, he plays all 3 tests. To be honest with you,
I can see that. I can see that happening as well, and I can see.
You know what? Like, you know, and I've said this before. Like, Mac Hansen's done really, really well since he's gone on tour. And if he doesn't start, he's definitely on the bench as well because like,
he covers a few positions as well,
and he can cover fullback in the wings as well. You know, and it's considering Elliot Daly's gone, he's your kind of ideal man there on that bench. But look,
disagreeing to Matt, disagreeing to there. So let's hope going Southampton at fullback for these sessions. He's definitely not a good fullback.
Look, I mean, he's not, but like, he's probably the only one that can cover. You know, you can't use Marcus Smith because he's fucking shit at fullback. At least Mac knows. At least Mac knows.
At least Mac knows.
at least Mac knows where he's like what he's to do at fullback. Like he's had a lot more test games at fullback than fucking Marcus Smith has. So for me, like he is definitely on the bench. If look, I mean, God knows what he's going to do now in the next game or two. Like he could get himself within a shout as well because he hasn't put a foot wrong really either.
Well, if he does, there'll be another Randy Farrell tattoo win coming.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's the key factor. Andy Farrell really likes Mac Hansen. And if Mac Hansen is fit, he plays generally in Andy Farrell's teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and the boots, yeah. But I suppose we'll move on. The last test game of the weekend. Ireland 34, Georgia 5. Mike, I'll come to you first on that one.
Yeah, I have to say I was quite impressed with it now because I thought that was a serious potential banana skin that game, and I make no mistake about it. I was concerned going into that game because it's a lose situation, that is, because you go out and get beat by Georgia, everybody is kind of expecting you to win. From a Georgian perspective, I mean, they've been ranting and raving about getting into the Six Nations and stuff like that. They're nowhere near ready for Six Nations, lads. I'm sorry, they're not. They're miles behind Italy.
That wasn't even anywhere near our best squad.
No. Well, our best squad. We only had like there was probably
6
3
new
or 4
caps. 6 new fucking caps.
Yeah, well, like there you go. And we that's 6. Yeah, and
we still fucking hammered.
I thought
5 of them that were still in single cap digits.
Tommy O'Brien, like what a dream start! Two tries in the first whatever number of minutes, and two really good tries.
Two tries inside 10 minutes.
And Sam Prendergast started the game really well, by the way, and he played a lot of good stuff, but there's still a serious improvement needed in certain aspects of his game. Defensive wise, he's not there yet.
Well, five tackles and he missed 3 of them.
Well, you know, that tells its own story, and also he's kicking from hand, like during the course of the game. There's too much of it for starters. Why is that all of a sudden we're obsessed with kicking the fucking ball away? I mean, you're playing again in a game where it was torrential rain, and you're fucking kicking the ball. Like, okay, I know. And we were handling, like, we started off the game, we're handling it really well. Fucking going through the hands, and there was no drop balls.
The weather got worse.
Well, it did, but it got better then towards the end, thankfully. We played okay, lads. We got a credible result as far as I'm concerned. I thought, unless he's going to start Jack Crowley in the game against Portugal, I think he has to. Because really, lads, I think he's been mistreated now at this stage.
At this stage, Mike, you're fucking dead right. He is being mistreated, and if he doesn't fucking start, it's an absolute fucking farce. Now, look, I'm not against Sam or any shape.
Well, neither am I.
But fair is fair. Like, give fucking Jack a fucking shout, like.
Yeah, everybody has been saying all along we need 2 10s. Just the way we're going now, we'll have none. If we don't get, like, you know, like if it doesn't work out for Sam, and like that could very well turn out to be the case. I hope it doesn't. The boy has so much potential, and but there's still lots of aspects of his game that he needs to improve on, and he will improve. He's still only a boy, and like I think we need to appreciate that as well.
Yeah, and maybe that international competition between the two boys might push them on to improve their games overall where they're weak.
I think so as well.
There's no competition if you don't get to play.
Well, that's exactly right. And like, in fairness, Jack Crowley did very little wrong in his time playing as the number 10 for Ireland. Like, we won the Six Nations with him there at 10, and he went to South Africa to start the tour, and did fine. So, and then all of a sudden we came to the autumn internationals, and he's gone. Like, you know, he's getting 10, 15 minutes, and some of the games at full back, going on at full back. It's unfair.
I said it in the group. I would have rather had seen him, instead of getting the 10 minutes, to get half an hour into his legs.
Absolutely, yeah. I thought Craig Casey was outstanding the night. I thought he was
very, very good.
I thought he was a good captain, and there was all sorts of reservations. I have none at all about him. I think he's a fabulous scrum half. I really do. He's one of the quickest I've seen getting to the breakdown, and that's something like that we buy in our 20s the other night. God, he was catching a bus to the fucking breakdown. and like, but I thought Casey had a really good game. I like there was no player that didn't do their job and do well during the course of the game. Now,
even Stockdale had a good game.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Even Stockdale had a good game.
Stockdale, I was so disappointed for him getting injured.
Yeah, I felt sorry for him.
Yeah.
He actually looks lean and he looks fit and he looks fucking flying. Like he looked back to the way he was
in 2018. Yeah.
Second injury, by the way. I was really, really disappointed for him. And
they've been saying here that it's been a long time coming for Tommy due to injuries, and he did not disappoint.
No, that's
he
true.
did not.
That's very true.
Yeah.
He did not. And no, Jimmy O'Brien didn't. The game kind of passed him by a little bit. If we're
I know, but he did what he had to do as well.
Oh, he absolutely did what he had to do. Yeah, he did what he had to do. But and the two boys in the centre, you know, we were decent. We were decent, and that's just a credible result going out to Tbilisi and in torrential rain, and you know, with a team, none of those, that team has never ever played together before, and they played. Like, you know, they you know, I thought it was a decent performance. I have to be honest.
Matt, what are your thoughts on the Ireland-Georgia game?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, as Mike said, like it was a fairly young squad. You know, 6 new caps, and probably another 5 of them probably are capped in the single digits still. You know, for Ireland. So, I mean, they showed their intent in the first 10 minutes. Tommy O'Brien fucking flying start, 2 tries on a dream fucking debut, and I tell you, he's been playing phenomenal even for Leinster this year.
He has.
And like, if a wing gets injured in the Lions, he could easily fucking get a fucking phone call from Andy Farrell to head down to fucking Australia. But just cast your mind back though to 2011 in the World Cup when we played Georgia in a group game and they nearly did a number on us. Oof. And that's I was fucking worried about this game because they're big fucking arm wrestlers, them lads. And they're just so fucking strong that anything could have happened, you know. But by Christ, they played really well. They played really, really well for a team. Like, looking at the team on the sheet, you'd be going, Jesus, that's young and you're blood and fucking new guys, and great to see it. But Jesus, I couldn't fault any of them. You know, I'm fucking devastated for Stockdale because he was actually playing really, really well. Not only in attack and defense as well. Like, and he, as Mike said, like he seems to have fucking streamlined himself. He was looking sharp, and just fucking. That's rugby though. You get injured and that's it. Your fucking game is over, and he's back. I think he's flying back to Ireland, or he's flown back to Ireland, or whatever. But
has he broke his arm or something?
Yeah, the surgery required it. It's
surgery required. I don't think it was broken, but I think the surgery was required anyway. But
Bugger,
Ryan Baird had a fucking fantastic game as well.
Oh, he was unbelievable.
He was unbelievable, and he like, if you look at that squad, he's nearly one of the senior players in it, which is it just goes to show you. You know, Nick Timoney had a great game as well.
He did.
Osborne was very good.
Yeah. Osborne, like,
no, again, there's the player that should have gone to the Lions when Elliot got injured. Jamie Osborne was the man that should.
You look at Jamie Osborne, and he can cover pretty much all the back as well. Like, you know, and he's a fantastic player, and I thought he played really well in with Big Stu as well. Thought they were quite good together. Craig Casey, like, the chap, fair fucks to him. That's all I can say. Like, I don't think anybody gave him the benefit of the doubt and going, why the fuck have they named him as captain? And well, I tell you, he was fucking brilliant. The decision making, and as Mike says, like, he gets to a breakdown quicker than some of the lads are still fucking setting pillars, like, and as long as that's clean ball, it's fucking gone as quick as you like. And he flows. He gets the game flowing so well and so quick, and the ball out of hand for him is so fast and precise. He is second to fucking Gibson Park at the moment. And
without a doubt for me.
Like a fucking ferret on speed.
He's fucking brilliant, and that's exactly what we need. You know,
Dave Sheedy slaughters him, by the way, and I fucking several discussions.
We know like how good Ireland can be when they get quick, clean ball, and he he epitomises
Rides
that
every time.
as every time. Like
Reminds me of Stringer, by the way.
he never
Even-
fucking he never
reminds me-
hesitates. He never
He reminds me-
hesitates.
he reminds me a lot of Stringer.
does
Yeah,
me and all
Very
that.
much so.
Yeah, absolutely. But like
Even
there's
about the
never
same size and all.
there's never a hesitation out of him. Like, and as soon as he's made a decision, he's gone, and it's fucking brilliant. Like, you know, so all I can say is fucking fair fucking play to him. That's like if
And Bev is here saying, to be honest, a lot of these boys played together during the 20s, and it shows, especially with how they can read each other and predict moves.
That's
before they have.
exactly right. That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
so
Good point.
there is a fair point there to that as well. Anyway. Working here as well, gents, let's be honest, Casey needed that good game to get Henry's attention.
Well, if he hasn't played in a good while, to be fair. So
Yeah, and I think and Murray was there as well, but now Murray's out of the picture, so I suppose it'd be easier for him to get the attention as well. Richard,
There's someone
your thoughts?
Clarkson, I thought, was brilliant at tight head.
absolutely.
He locked out that scrum, and given that the Georgian game is based on their scrum, he really fucking he stood up. He was fucking brilliant.
We won 2 scrum penalties because of him.
Yeah,
and their scrum was fucking good as well. Like,
Oh,
Yeah,
they're powerful.
Even to get one scrum penalty against the Georgians is a big deal, and you know he was just brilliant from start to finish. Gavin Coombs hasn't been mentioned. I thought he had a great game.
Oh,
He carried well. He tackled well.
I was coming to him, Richie.
I'm delighted to see him getting a chance. I really am.
I thought he was absolutely excellent. And look, I would have, like I said, I would have preferred to see Prendergast or what they call him,
Crowley.
Crowley get half hour instead of 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I think it would have benefited him, and it would have benefited Prendergast, to be honest. Just to give him a little bit of a nudge. Look, I'm still here.
Sorry,
You know,
just
that
on,
kind of thing.
on the Gavin Coombs, he's the Max Deegan of Munster, because Max Deegan is like the underrated Leinster player that always gives 85%, nothing more, nothing less, and Gavin Coombs is that same guy.
Yeah, and I thought he got man of the match. I think, did he?
Did he?
I'm not sure who got man of the match.
I don't know who got man of the match.
I don't know.
I think he might, but yeah, Max Deegan, another one there. Look, 6 debuts, and to be fair, they never looked like they missed a beat when they came on. Now, I know the conditions were horrendous, and they dealt with the conditions very, very well, I thought. But yeah, look, it's Georgia, job done. That's about, you know. And from a Georgian point of view, it's good to have a tier 1 nation go over there and play them.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it highlights the game for them.
Another comment here from Bev Ann said, the only bad thing about the game was the people showing it on Rugby Pass TV was awful. You couldn't hear the crowd, the ref, or any of the interviews after, and the commentators were extremely loud. And went to OTT when Georgia scored or close to scored.
Were they South African?
Possibly.
Did you see that? Did you see the fireworks when they brought on the bomb squad? Fucking hell!
Yeah. Then I come to you now. The Ireland Georgia game. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, look, as the lad said, it was fucking brilliant. We were 6 players with new caps. It was excellent. You had fucking Hood, you had fucking Ainger, you had fucking
good man.
I won't even go through, but like I thought the ones that were exception was Tommy O'Brien, obviously 2 tries, they were fucking well taken. Coombs, Baird, and actually Nick Timoney I thought had a very good game. Nick I thought he was actually very, very good. Again, I felt sorry for Stockdale. I mean, as Mike was saying, he was looking back to his best, and all of a sudden, fucking off he went. Now, in fairness, Calvin Nash, when he came in, I thought covered very, very well. He made an impact when he came in, but as Brad said, we didn't really do anything wrong. You know what I mean? Horrendous conditions, and then, as Mike said, we're playing Georgia, who are banging the door to be part of the Six Nations for I don't know how long. And as Mike said, they are nowhere near it. Not a fucking hope.
Yeah.
Prendergast. Look, I don't want to knock the guy. He was 6 from 6 off the off the tee.
Be-
Excellent place kicking, right? He had a couple of little chips in over the top. Again, excellent. And made for breaks. He had a chance of a try. He went into touch. He really should have kind of stepped back inside or like it could have been another try. It didn't make a difference on the night. There was one stage there, I don't know if any of you saw it, but he tried a little short chip and he literally put it into the breadbasket of the Georgian defender from about 15 feet away. I don't know. What I do know is that if Crowley doesn't get at least 70 minutes against Portugal, IRB is going to go into fucking meltdown on the comments.
Yeah.
It is simple as that, because he is. I don't know what's happening here. And you know what? We're talking about Prendergast getting the time that he's getting and Crowley not. But Frawley was also there. And fucking nobody's fucking saying a word about it. So
Forgotten man, though.
Say again, Mike?
He looks like he's the forgotten man.
He is the forgotten man, and I think it's
He's
fucking disgraceful.
He's a little bit like Ross Byrne, you know. It's just
Yeah.
It's sad, really.
Well,
He's a very, very good player.
It's an awful pity that it's only a 2-test series, because I think Prendergast should have got a game, Crowley should have got a game, and Frawley should have got a game of 10. That would be my view on it. And like, fair is fair. As I said earlier,
We need all 3 10s.
What?
We don't have any 10 gone away with the lines, like, and we need at least 3 10s.
We do need at least 3
quality
10s.
10s.
We do. And like, if they don't get fucking game time, well, there are no fucking 10s. You know what I mean? So he needs to, and this bollocks of like giving him fucking 20 minutes against Portugal and then throwing him in at fucking centre. That's not on. He needs to get game time at 10 for Ireland. It's as simple as that. So, like, best of luck with the admins if this goes fucking tits up against Portugal and he doesn't get 70 minutes, because they will go into Middleton. Now, from a Munster perspective, the other one we had as a new cap was Michael Mill. And all I can say
Delighted to see him.
Delighted. And he's only been in Munster a wet week, and already we have him up to international speed. You know, that's what we do down here.
on the fast track.
Mike, Peter wants to know, could you open that biscuit a bit louder? We didn't quite catch it there.
Okay, I'll try it next time.
Benny here again. I was so happy for Darren Murray. He's only the third person from Roscommon to ever play for Ireland, and he's one of the few players where English is a second language.
Fantastic.
It's Roscommon. They have their own language going on there. Yeah,
don't you even start.
It's Ross.
Actually, it's
Roscommon. Come on.
Just a second. Just on the Sam's tackling, right?
Yeah.
I know it's been covered a million times, but I thought it was fucking hilarious. If any of you have heard Trimble in the post-match analysis, Trimble made the point that, well, you know, Sam is 6'4", and it's very hard for a big guy to get low. Like, how the fuck did the rest of the fucking 6'4" fucking players do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was Casey.
Ty Furlong is 6'3".
Yeah. Casey is
but lads,
4 foot fucking nothing. And he completed a tackle against the Georgian lock at one stage. 4 foot fuck all. And
the concern I have for Sam as regards tackling is he doesn't look. He looks as if he doesn't want to. And that's the worry. That's the worry I have. That is the worry I have. Anybody can miss a tackle. Van der Merwe is the very same. Does not want to fucking tackle. He avoids. You watch both of them play. They keep moving. They keep moving across the back line to avoid the contact. No one. If you're feared, lads, that's a bad sign. It's a bad sign.
Well, I tell you, I have a brother and he does car rallying, right? And he says, "Do you ever doubt yourself?" No, he says, because if I doubt myself, that's when I hurt. That's when it goes wrong.
Absolutely, you will, and that's exactly.
And there's a lot of that in it too. And a lot of time when he does go in, he gets his head on. He gets his head on the wrong side. He's at risk of hurting himself.
He is actually. Yeah.
His head is a
It's
lot of the time is on the wrong side.
There's also the factor now that it's so like publicized every game he plays and just like it's highlighted, and he's going to be targeted. Like other teams are going to be sent out there. The management are going to send guys out to target him. He's the weak link. Fucking go. That's the break. That's where you break the gain line.
Yeah, you're going to have a fucking
Mike,
20-stone lock bearing down on him.
Oh,
like, in all fairness, it's been said of him a million times before when he's played for Ireland and for Leinster, especially in the Heineken Cup, that he's going to be targeted. And like fucking every 10 is targeted. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they are.
Every game, and like the counter argument was, oh look, the fucking 12 and 13 are there to fucking protect them and make space for them and fucking. But he didn't. In fairness, he didn't actually have that. It wasn't set up in that game. He didn't have the protection. Now he played very deep behind the line, and he wandered left and right behind the line, so he didn't put himself in harm's way as such. But just on one other thing, actually, just came to mind, and which absolutely fucking puzzled me. Right, we have Paul O'Connell, who is now the interim head coach, but he is the line-out coach for the Irish team. We did not compete at the fucking line-out at all.
That's another thing that drives me fucking insane.
It drives me insane.
I'm looking at the fucking game. So, like, what was the story, right? The Paulie fucking go, Jesus, lads, I'm fucking head coach now. I won't be fucking tits here. We'll just fucking forget about the line-out. Fucking throw it in, just fucking ball after. Like, what the fuck? Why?
No, you have to contest every line-out. Because now with the new law, like that, if you don't contest the line, it doesn't fucking matter if someone throws it in straight or at. So if you contest it, if you put one, even all you need to do is put one body in the air.
That's
body in the air.
That's exactly.
And fuck me, it's absolute. It's
you could easily just get a free kick. This whole fucking non-contested lineouts, especially when you're in your own fucking 22 defending, is baffling.
Should be outlawed.
Like it's fucking baffling. You're only given the onus for the team to just fucking maul you over because they're going to set quicker than you are in a defensive fucking maul.
And like the one thing the Georgians have is, like, they're big, powerful guys. They have the fucking maul and the fucking scrum. So against the fucking a team, like, they're fucking tanks. They're fucking squat, small, fucking muscle-bound fucking tanks. And like, if you don't contest the line out, it doesn't matter if you throw the fucking ball in like a fucking boomerang. It makes no difference. And like, we're there going, watching them, that's a fucking joke. Like, I'd love to know the reasoning behind it. I haven't figured it out.
It's a lot of bollocks. Just a quick one there, right? Just you were all saying that Georgia weren't, they're nowhere near good to be in the Six Nations. But look, fair play to Wales for losing their 19 straight game. Against
18.
19.
It'll be 19 this weekend.
It's 19.
They're going for the big 20 then, are they?
They're going for the big 20 next weekend. So fucking so if you're saying the Georgians don't deserve to be in the Six Nations, I'd fucking say think again, lads.
Well, stick them in against Wales then. Let them see what Wales can do. Well, fair enough, I mean, you can't come. Yeah, but we sent out this.
And giving up a 12-point lead at halftime and to lose to Japan. Fucking hell.
Lads, I go ahead, read out Ben's comment there, go come around here for the games and get results. We're always at an hour and 4 minutes. I suppose as regard Prendergast's tackling, Dave Torn never had a problem at 6'10", just excuses. He's meant to be the child of soldiers. Clearly the fight hasn't come true to him. Must have stopped at Keane.
I've said it before, his brother has no fucking problem tackling.
Yeah, but he's a back row. He's a back row. Matt, I'll come to you first.
They're all psychopaths anyway, so.
Next back row, there's something there, all right. Matt, I'll come to you first on your prediction for the games. Ireland under 20s, New Zealand under 20s. Wednesday, who do you think will win that?
Sorry, what? Ireland and New Zealand? Yeah.
Under 20.
Let me think about this long and hard. I think it might be a New Zealand win.
Len, what do you think?
I reckon it'll be
that's Mike's job.
Fairly tight, Danny. You know what I mean? It'll probably only be a score in it. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, for the first few minutes.
Yeah, for the first 3 minutes.
Richard, Under 20s, Ireland versus New Zealand. Who do you think's winning that?
I can't say anyone other than New Zealand.
Yeah, Mike, off the fence this time.
Unfortunately, it gives me no pleasure at all to say it, but I can see us taking an absolute doon in this game. I'm sorry, but we could. And New Zealand aren't even great, to be honest. But
the other
Mike,
game
it'll be a bit like fucking Cork winning over.
Fuck off,
over
Len.
the
Will you?
All-Ireland final.
well, did you think so?
No, I don't actually.
Mike, I'll come back to you on this in your game on Wednesday. Brumbies versus Lions. Who do you think will get that one?
Jesus, I hope the Lions. I can't, lads. That's a good Lions team out there. So let's be positive. 15-point win for the Lions.
Richard, Lions or Brumbies?
I'm expecting the Lions to click at some stage, and I'm hoping this will be the game. But I think they'll win it either way.
Len, Brumbies or Lions?
It's fucking shit or bust now. In time to fucking get things in order. So yeah, I'm going to go for a Lions win and a decent score. They need a fucking decent score now to set them up before the Invitational on Saturday.
Matt, Lions or Brumbies Wednesday? How do you think that one will go?
The Lions are going to win that, and I'd say they're going to win it fairly comfortably, maybe 20 or 30 points.
Yeah, it could be as much as that, actually.
Yeah. I'll come back to you again, Matt. And the Invitational outside versus the Lions. Who do you think will win that one?
That could be a much tighter affair. I would expect the Lions to win, but I'd say it could be 10, 15 points.
Yeah, and then the Invitational side versus the Lions.
Yeah, I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see close enough to the test squad, in that one. And as Matt said, I think it'll be tight enough. But again, I think that the Lions have to win it. So I'll go for a Lions win.
Richard, the Invitational side versus Lions on Saturday.
No, there's not going to be an Australian international within an arse's roar of that game. It's as simple as that. So it'll be effectively a New Zealand team. I imagine there might be a couple of token Australians in.
They're playing as well. They're playing at the
weekend. So that's the thing. But it'll be as close to a test squad as we'll see before the squad announcement for the first test. I think the Lions should win it. I'm hoping they will win it. So yeah, I'll go with the Lions by probably 10.
Mike, Lions versus the Invitational side. How do you see that one going?
I see us winning by 20 points.
Jesus.
Look, in fairness, Mike, if we've any aspirations of winning the series, the test series,
we beat teams. It's not going to be any. There's not going to be any season that they'll be old.
Were you at the Glenfiddich again?
Not one, like the lad said, not one test player from Australia playing. Yeah. So I think
if we don't win it, we're in deep fucking shit.
We may as well come home
now. Mike, I come to you this one anyway. The later game on Saturday, Portugal versus Ireland.
Lads, after the weekend there, like the game at the weekend, I think we'll win this by 20 points, 30 points maybe as well.
Richard, Portugal versus Ireland.
Now, the thing about Portugal, their attack is lightning. So
yeah, they're very quick.
They could get a couple of tries out of it, but Ireland should very easily win that one.
Then Portugal, Ireland.
Yeah, as Richie and Mike said, they have a quick attack, but like our defense was very good against the Georgians. So yeah, I definitely think it'll be a decent Ireland win. I hope so anyway, and I hope fucking Jack gets at least 70 minutes. I'm just pinning it here now.
Matt, Portugal versus Ireland. How do you see that one going?
Yeah, Ireland are going to win that, and I really hope they fucking start Jack Crowley. I really do.
Now I come back to this one, Matt. Last game of the weekend, Kerry versus Armagh.
I'm Danny.
You'll find yourself a new job, Danny. Now, fucking GAA podcast.
Seeing as they're playing their own, yeah. What kind of a Kerry man are you?
Lads, seriously, this is a rugby podcast. What the fuck are we talking about, GAA?
Yes, but we recognise all sports, Matt. All sports.
No, not on a fucking rugby podcast. On the fucking group, yeah. Not on a fucking rugby podcast.
You're right, Matt, by the way. I apologize.
Calm down. Our national fucking game. Calm down.
Yeah. It'd be fucking a national game if it was professional. So kiss my fucking
Peter Burke gets mad and you see the little vein
pop. Lads, we leave it there. We call it night. Matt Boland, Scarrow, Richard,
Good luck.
Mike. Until next
All the
time,
best, lads. Always a
Great
pleasure.
to
Good luck, lads.
Take care, lads.
Good luck. Good
And
luck.
enjoy the games at the weekend.